Court is in session. Hello, I'm Jay.
And I am Elle from Death Note.
Yes, and today we have a very interesting name in this Death Note that we have here, Chris Chan, an internet celebrity.
Can you explain your history with Chris Chan?
So there I was, hopelessly lost. My days were so bleak and dark, and I looked up and there it was, a vision, a heavenly glow of a fat man in a sweater and glasses with a medallion of a yellow holy creature called a Sonichu. And so Christian Western Chandler invented this character named Sonichu. And it started off as a just an art piece that he drew in high school. Then he adapted it to a comic, and he posted this comic on his website, Quickville, and that's also the name of the town which the comic exists in. And for years, trolls and people on the internet have been congregating around Chris Chan and his antics, and we're gonna get into some of those. But what do you know of Chris Chan?
I I mean, since the most public thing that Chris Chan has done, I would say I know. Even then, I feel like I don't know enough about that. I the thing that's popping into my mind is a certain photo of him, a photo
Oh
in which
yes.
a photo in which he is nude, and that's all I can think about
Oh
right now.
yes, you're very lucky. I can barely imagine that.
But if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know of his existence at all. So thank you.
I know. Yes, yes. I had to spread the word. It was in the Gospel of Christian. People might be asking, like, why is this guy talking like this is a church sermon or something? It's because Christian believes in something called the dimensional merge, which is where, like I said, his comic reality thing that he made on the internet will merge with our reality, and also a few other cartoons that Christian likes, like Milo Pony, Transformers, the Marvel universe will collide with ours. Lots of animes like Sailor Moon will combine into one universe where Christian is the deity, one of the deities.
Do you think this is something he genuinely believes, or is it like a joke to him?
So it's a joke to somebody. A lot of people blame a group called the Idea Guys, or Idea Guy or Guys. I'm not sure because I know it's a team, but they might have contacted Christian individually. Um, they convinced Christian that there's like the universes of Quickville was being attacked by like Nazis and Russians and all
Oh
these like
gosh.
organizations and terrorist groups. So Christian was like giving them money to help fund the war effort, and Christian will like make propaganda videos of like for people to support the dimension of Quickville. And I'm not sure if it was them or Christian did it on their own, on his on that he married a few of his characters within the comics, like Sonichu he's married to,
Okay, wait.
Roschu he's married to, and a few other
Okay.
characters.
So Sonichu is a male.
Yes.
I thought I thought Christian only liked women.
Christian does, but I think they're okay with it since it's like they know there's no like physical thing going on because it's a cartoon character, and he also believes that he gets possessed by Sonichu once in a while. Like for almost half a year, he was possessed by Sonichu, according to him.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about the pronoun thing?
I've been calling Christian him for the majority of this exposition. But recently, not too long ago, like a few years ago, Christine came upon the world in more ways than one. And Christine is the true self within Christian. And Christian had their identity changed legally with IDs and paperwork and stuff to be female. And she considers herself lesbian. The only reason I call him is because a lot of the majority of his antics was before the change, the transition. And
Right.
a lot of people discredit Christian on that point of him being a female because he's a schemer in a way. He kind of schemes and plans like, oh, if I do this, girls will like me, or boyfriend free girls will like me specifically.
Right.
And and so people think he's just being lesbian to open up the field to lesbians and and to like trick
So he can get a
girls to be
woman.
friends with him. Yes, because like at the beginning of his transition, he would try to have like sleepovers with women. He'll invite women on the internet, like, "Hi, will you come to my sleepover? Let's have a girls' night out," kind of thing, you know.
Mm.
And yeah, I forgot to mention that Christian is confirmed autistic, but that hardly plays into the realm that is Christian. It's just a fragment of who Christian is.
It played a part in him growing up, but I feel like, you know, like that doesn't matter now.
Would you like to discuss what you know of what went down with Christian in the news?
So, I I was scrolling on Twitter one day and I went into the trending section and I saw Chris Chan was trending and I was like, "Whoa," because prior to Jay, right?
Yeah, it's Jay. That's me.
Jay prior to Jay telling me about Chris Chan's existence, I had no idea. I never seen that name be mentioned, and I use the internet way too much, so I'm surprised I didn't know. And I was like, something big must have had to have happened for Chris Chan to be trending. So I click, and it's the video of, I guess since it's present day, I'll refer to Christine as she, but it was a video of Christine getting arrested. And I was like, did she? Because I had also seen the GameStop thing. Shall we explain that?
Yes, please.
So this was after the transition, right?
Hmm.
I don't even. I don't know why she did it though.
So, I believe Christian was banned from GameStop, and Christine was banned from GameStop, and she went in there to make a purchase and like beg and like, hey, please let me shop here, and they wouldn't let them, let her. And so she got pissed, and she on her side of things, she said that the employee was gonna grab her, so she panicked and pepper sprayed the employee on the shirt and the body, not where it can do real damage, but of course it would still burn and it would leave a bad like mark on the shirt, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
fabric was not so thick, and so she hurriedly made her way out and drove off. And that's just the gist of it. There's nothing more to say.
Because of the pepper spray thing, I thought it had something to do with GameStop. Like, I thought it wasn't. I mean, getting pepper sprayed is pretty serious, but I didn't think it was as serious as to what actually happened. So then I saw people saying, "Oh, poor Barbara," and Barbara
Which is
is,
Christian's mother. Yes.
yes, Christian's mother, and uh, so Christine decided to, it's rape. He raped his own mother. She raped her own mother.
Over a
And
period of time.
so this happened multiple times.
Yes.
So how did the police find out about this specific time though?
I'm still kind of iffy on the details, but people have dug up information and made accusations to a girl named Isabel. And Isabel may not be her actual name too, because she went through multiple names, and there was some confusion about Isabel of like thinking that was her real name, but it wasn't. It was like another name. But anyways, that's just um, rigmarole. So Isabel was talking to Christian, pretending to be a gal pal, as Christian says, and so they'll talk and talk and talk, and Christian tried impressing her by saying, "Oh, I have a girlfriend and we have sex all the time, and I'm the best." And she's divorced, or she's a widow. I'm not sure if he said divorced or widow. And it started off like that, and then it got more to details. Christian added more details later on, saying that it was his mother that he was having sex with, and that she loved it and this and that, like she enjoyed it, this and that, and just complete disheartening conversation that he had with this person. And some speculate that Isabella was the one who caused all of this to urge Christian to do these acts of having sex with his mother, which I'm not too sure is what happened. That's just some people were looking for someone to blame other than Christian. And if it is true, then Christian is still a guilty party in all of this.
So if he was bragging to her, or she was bragging to her about doing those things, I don't think she started it all. She probably encouraged it after the fact, but I feel like it had already happened. And then she was like, hey, tell me more. And then that urged her
Hmm.
on to do it again.
There's a prominent figure who was basically Christian's benefactor, who was Christian's benefactor, and his name was Noel. He was basically Christian's babysitter, kind of gatekeeper person who helped Christian with her finances and paying the bills, this and that, and
I
collecting
thought you
donations for
said
Christian.
I thought you said humped.
No.
Okay, anyway.
And Noel was one of the OG trolls who picked on Christian, and he even created well, I think he was part of the founding of the Kiwi forums, where a lot of like Christian's antics are archived for all of time, basically. Other sites have information on Christian, but that's just where it all started. Um, so Noel, when he found out, at first he thought Christian was talking about some woman, like some random woman that he was having sex with, that Christian had a girlfriend finally, or another prostitute, which is something that Christian is taking part in, prostitution, as a buyer, not a seller. Although he did try selling his body
Oh, I didn't know that.
unsuccessfully. Yes, there's that video I might insert here.
I feel like I might want to date some of y'all. Maybe we get to know each other, you know? Have a pleasant dinner, or just enjoy a conversation over a cup of coffee. See where things go, see how we feel around each other. Yeah, maybe I'll eventually find my sweetheart amongst y'all. I'm open to all kinds of women, 'cause you get the whole package in one. The female soul, the body that can go any way you desire. My lady.
And yeah, it's yes. But Noel, when Noel found out about who Christian was having sex with, he completely cut all ties with Christian. Just dead dropped Christian. Um, he did try helping Christian. He gave Christian one last time. Christian was not allowed to see her mother, and so she was looking for a place to sleep, and she was going to sleep in a car in a parking lot. And Noah felt bad and offered to get her money, But when he noticed, he got a bank statement because he had access to Christian's bank statements and stuff like that. That Christian had took $700 from Barbara's bank account and deposited it into his own, so he can reportedly buy a hotel room, rent a hotel room, whatever. And Noel reported this to police because at this point, Christian was not allowed to have any contact of any kind with Barbara.
That's so sad though. Like, Christian had people, or a person, supporting them, so wanting the best for them. And imagine rooting for someone so hard, like, I just want you to get better and do better, just for that to happen.
And at this point, Christian was really dead. Like, the meme was dead. Like, no one, like, thought Christian was funny anymore. They just thought he was pathetic. So no one messed with him. And some still tried because they wanted to be legend and part of Christery, which is what people call the history of Christian. Christery. It's a real thing, yes.
The people that try to push this almost sound as bad as him, like...
Yes, a lot of people make that comparison. Like, the people who pick on Christian are probably not as well off in their place, Which is closer to the truth for me.
I don't think... I mean, we make jokes about Christian. Christian as a whole is very prominent in my life. And because I kind of use him...
That sounds weird.
I use him as like a motivation. It's more like, I don't want to become this. I don't really make fun of him. It's more like, this is a really sad story and I just want to be far away from it.
And this is a good point to jump into the more psychological part. Like, why people are interested in Christian. And there's all kinds of different reasons. There's never one reason. And that's one reason. Like, people see Christian and they see, like, oh my God, I could become this thing. Or, oh my God, I'm heading down this road if I don't get my shit together. Because, it's a trend now where, not Zoomers, Gen Z and Gen whatevers are, like, staying home longer. And people are living with their families, like Christian, for a long period of time. And people are, like, losing hope, right? And I feel like COVID also had a part in making Christian popular, because there's this famous documentary out there by Gino Samuel, and I'll link the playlist down. It's about 50 episodes currently, and they're each like 40 minutes or so long. So if you're truly invested in Christian, you can go there, or you can read about Christian with the Kiwi forums, which I'm not going to link because it's kind of sketchy. But yeah,
I stumbled across that website, and it has information, but I was hoping for it to go in as depth as the beautiful documentary, but of course, like, nothing is ever gonna go as deep as that goes. So if you really want to know all the details, you have to watch that, and I have not finished it.
A lot of Christorians kind of contest Gino Samuel's documentary. I didn't find this out until, like, I looked into other Christorians. Gino Samuel hardly considers himself a Christorian, but I 100% consider him a Christorian. And Gino Samuel, he has, like, live streams talking about the making of the videos, the documentary. And he says that a lot of his information comes from the Kiwi forums. It's just that it's not put together like you say. He has to, like, look down timelines and, like, figure out and put together. So he does put work into it. He's not just reading off the site. He actually makes a script. He puts things together from different perspectives, because there's not just, like, one list of things.
Oh, there's so many people involved in his story too.
Yes, there's testimonials, there's random blogs that talk about him who never even knew who he was, in the beginning at least. And, even, like, big media sites have covered him multiple times for different reasons, good and bad. So yes,
Does does Gino ever explain like how he got into Chris?
I think he does. This is a great podcast. Another podcast, which I might link, which he talks about himself. So if you're curious about Junior Samuel, and he also talks about the podcast because that's the thing he's most known for. He makes music on the side. He actually made the song that plays in the beginning of every documentary
I
episode.
found that out a couple
And
days ago and I was like, "Oh, this is so good. The song is so good."
yes, I think it's called the song's like called something Christian, the Christian story or something like that. I might be wrong. It'll be down in the description, the proper title. I'll put even that song because Gino, he doesn't get enough credit for his music career, but he does get all the credit for the documentary. And I think that documentary even got boosted even more thanks to the media urgency that Christian received. And but yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I think he just kind of found Christian because Christian's legendary. If you look around enough, you'll find pieces of Christian like knowledge without even realizing it. Like you might have seen Sonichu because Sonichu is like the biggest thing that's associated with Christian. You might have seen like a meme or something with a drawing of Sonichu
Most likely.
or something like that. Yes, and like you may not know where it came from, but it came from somewhere.
Because you introduced me to Christian. How long were you invested in him before you told me about him? Do you remember?
About a week. I was on episode 13 or so when I sent it to you because I was just like, this can't be real. And like many things, it was real. And so I shared it with you.
It's like, what got you so hooked on it?
So this is the story. So I was doing research on people, on just people, like prominent YouTubers, like H3H3, like them, like their history and stuff like that, or people like Smosh who've been on the site for a long time and the history behind them. And Christian has been around longer than the both of them on YouTube, and it's just ridiculous. And I found Gino Samuel that way by searching like documentaries, and like one led to another. You know how you go into YouTube, you click one video and it leads you to the next to the next, and it wound up on Christian on it. Like it was on one of the episodes, like maybe like in the 20s or so, maybe don't quote me on that. And I was like, what is this? So I looked into the channel and I saw the videos, and I started from the beginning, and I was hooked on the first episode, and it just ignited something in me, like why.
You see, I want to know why, but I don't think I ever made it to episode 20. Like, it just started getting worse, and I know the beginning isn't even that bad.
It's actually kind of
but
endearing.
I started to feel, yeah, and that's the sad part, but like, I started to feel sick while watching the videos, like physically sick. So I couldn't go on, and now it's been like a year, and I still haven't finished it. I want to start from the beginning again, but it's like you have to mentally prepare yourself for everything.
Yes, you do. You have to be you have to have a fortitude about you. I think that's also a big hook of Christian, because maybe the documentary is just structured this way, but it always leaves you asking why every time, and not just once. Like you might be asking why 5 times in one episode, and then the next episode you might be asking why 15 times, and the next 30 times, and the next, and there's just this endless bucket, of like whys. Why did he do this? Why did he do that? Why is he this way? And in every episode, Gino Samuel asks that question, why? And no, I'm not trying to jerk off Gino Samuel here. It's just that now that I think about it as I'm talking, like Gino Samuel has a good point. Like, why is Christian this way? Why? And it's
We'll never know why.
maybe in prison, because he's for sure going to prison. They've passed the insanity thing. They're not going to consider him for that. They're going to send him into jail. It's just a matter of time and what sentencing he gets. Maybe some psychologists would take an interest in his case and talk to him while he's in prison, because that can happen. Or maybe Christian will seek help within the prison, or maybe it'll be mandated. The judge or somebody would be like, you would need like a conference every month or so, like a parole officer kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen.
I do wonder how many years he's gonna end up serving, though.
I'm not familiar when it comes to rape. I'm more of a bloody and guts kind of guy, like murders and suicide. But rape, I'm not too informed about.
They usually don't give that long for rape, but I wonder if her being a senior citizen also be
And incest. That's also
incest, yeah.
Get on with that. Yes.
And because it's dementia, right?
Yes, she's disabled. Yes.
So those
even without
things
dementia into the. Yeah.
So those things will factor in, and hopefully, it's a long sentence.
Yes. Like, so what's the average sentence? Like 10 years for rape, or
like 5, 8.
5 years. Wow. A lot of repeat offenders, The 5 years is, I don't think that's long enough. Like,
it's
because rape, I feel like it's worse than murder. Like, because you're not just, because murder, you're taking someone's life, but rape, you're ruining someone's life. And
yeah, I don't want to compare them, but I do agree that I would rather just die. I don't want to be put through that, and then. But that sounds insensitive to people who have gone through that.
No. It's understandable, because I'm pretty sure a suicide rate is factored in after, like, for a rape victim. Like,
yeah.
And people who don't commit suicide or harm themselves are strong people. They're very strong people. Like, victims of rape. You have to be strong to walk away from that.
Yeah, and I just don't think I'm strong enough to be able to go on after experiencing something like that. So I would just rather not.
Not everyone's the same, and it just depends on the person and the circumstances. But Barbara, she's old. She could have been harmed. He could be harming her by just enacting sex, because elderly people, when they have sex, they have to have sex a certain way, like in certain positions, for comfort. Christian, he's overweight, and he's probably inept in bed, so he's probably harming her. And she's old. She has to have surgeries. I know I'm painting an awful picture.
I'm picturing it.
Yeah, it's like, and then having not her senses quite there. It must have been terrifying. And the worst part about it, she may not remember, which may be a blessing in disguise. But then again, that small blessing may also be a curse, because she couldn't seek help for herself. And it was thanks to Christian's big mouth that someone finally reached out and helped Barbara. I'm not sure who called in. I'm pretty sure a lot of people called in to the local authorities.
It's thanks to the internet, really, for being so invested.
Yes. This could have gone on for who knows how long, and thanks to Christian's history and the people who follow him vehemently now know what he's capable of. I mean, Christian, like, I never expected this. Like, that's the thing about Christian. He's an enigma. You never suspect the next thing he's gonna do. Like have sex with his PS3, or
don't
fart
tell
on a
me.
cake.
Don't tell
or
me
have
those are
sex with a
things.
blow up doll,
Don't tell me
or
those are
shove his
things.
medallion up his butt, or create
Tell me.
a artificial vagina for himself. It's
Oh
just,
my god.
you know, he does. He always outdoes himself, either thanks to people or himself doing the things he did, like making himself a artificial vagina. He did on his own, allegedly. Because with Christian, you can never know. You never know. There might be people out there with Christian messing around. You never know who's gonna be doing what, or I don't know. He's just mysterious that way.
So we ask the question why.
Exactly. Why is the biggest thing with Christian? And I want to see the case, but I'm afraid that they're not gonna let recordings. Maybe we can get like a what's the word? Not translation, but like when they have a written document of like what's going on.
Yeah, I think that becomes public record.
Yes, yes. I want to see that when it comes out. The records of that court case and the hearings. Um, it will be very interesting. It won't be a fiasco like people predicted, because people thought he will have like tantrums and stuff, and maybe he will. Maybe he will crack, or maybe like he's getting all his tantrums out within the prison and not like within the courtroom.
I just thought of the convention when he threw a tantrum there.
Yes, yes, and so like. He's done it before. He'll do it again. I'm pretty sure, because Christian never learns. That's the biggest thing about him. He never learns.
So when it comes to movies and TV shows and books, do you like open endings, or you just only like open endings when it comes to Christian?
I'm honestly tired of Christian. Like the day, like literally, my heart broke. Literally, like I'm not joking. No meme. My heart
No
broke
meme.
when I found out about the what he did. Like at first, like yeah, I saw the video and I was like, what? What did he do? Did he assault someone again? And then like when the news came out about Barbara, my heart just broke. Like, oh my god, like how can this happen? And like I lost all interest in Christian. He's more of a passing fancy now. Like whenever he crops up on the internet, like someone makes a video or TikTok or whatever about Christian, I might look at it, but I'm not gonna be enthused by it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, this like once you like really realize what he's done, it really becomes so sad.
Mm-hmm. It does.
No meme.